This is the Big Lap Chats podcast, where our mission is to help caravanners and campers plan their ultimate lap of Australia. Whether you're dreaming of hitting the road or already travelling, we provide all the information and tools you'll need to bring your dream to life. Tune in as our expert host, Annette Jones, chats with Australia's big lappers, caravanners and campers, sharing hints and tips for creating the best memories while travelling around Australia. Be sure to check out Annette's website, All Around Oz, Australia's leading site for planning a lap of Australia. But now, settle in and hit play while you're on the road and listen as Annette delivers today's episode.
Welcome back to another episode of Big Lap Chats, and today I have some fantastic guests with me. That's Erin and Alex from Now or Never. Welcome, guys.
How you doing?
And where are you calling in from today?
So we are at Somerset, Lake Somerset in Queensland.
Okay.
A minute? Yeah.
Just
About an
having
hour
a bit
and
of
a-
a holiday?
Yeah,
Yes.
just getting away for a couple of days and just before the school holidays, before it gets too hectic.
Yeah, nice. Sorry, what were you going to say, Alex?
I can't remember now. Sorry.
You got my disease. Oh, dear. So what's your story and how did you get into caravanning? And I know you've done a lap around Australia. So how did all that start?
It was Erin's mum, who's not with us anymore, unfortunately. But she bought us our first tent. We weren't into camping at all. Two young kids.
Yeah.
And we weren't those people. We see other people that will chuck their kids in and get going, and it was too stressful for us.
Yeah. But Mum got diagnosed with cancer just right around my 30th birthday. It was like just before our wedding, actually.
Mm.
And she bought us our first tent, encouraged us to get into the camping lifestyle. And then she bought us our first caravan. And
Oh,
then
lovely.
when she passed away, she left us some money and we just decided, that we were going to chuck everything in and give it a go.
Wow. And how did that go?
Oh, it's
Oh,
scary,
amazing.
but amazing. We haven't looked back since. Like,
No.
we're the happiest we've ever been, and
Doing the lap was the best thing we've done.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I wish we could still be doing it. It doesn't work out that way sometimes,
No.
but now we're grateful we got the 14 months in, and now different adventures coming.
Great. And how did it change things for you? You said it was the best thing that you ever did.
We were living week to week, and just day-to-day life would be stressful in a way. Like, we weren't unhappy people, but just we were going to work, grinding it every day just to make by, and not really getting out there and enjoying ourselves. Not spending that much time with our kids because we were working all the time. I was doing massive hours, and really, for what? We owned a house and everything back then, but apart from that,
I really struggled with anxiety. I had a lot of issues with panic attacks and stuff like that, and I feel like looking back, I was a shell of myself compared to what I am now. I just barely even function most of the time from anxiety.
Wow.
And now I don't really have that much of an issue with it
no.
at all. So
Yeah, spending time with the kids. Like, I'd leave before the sun came up in the morning, and I'd get home after the sun was down. So you see them for half an hour, give them a kiss goodnight, and that's it.
that's it.
So
That's all you get to spend with them.
at the time, it felt normal. That's, what everyone does. You got to do it.
But then losing Mum,
Mm.
just can't know. It puts things in perspective a bit. We decided that it was, we just wanted to make sure we had more time with them, and we could, really.
They're only young ones. They'll get sick of us one day.
Yep.
If they're not already, that
And that's it. They're getting to that age now where they don't really want to be spending all this time with us anymore, and they want to be off doing their own thing. But I'm glad that we got it in when we did.
How old are the kids?
That's a you question.
I never remember. So Toby's about to turn 10,
All
and
right.
then probably about a month and a half later, Bella turns 12. So
Wow. Yeah, nice ages.
yeah. Sometimes challenges.
Oh, wait until they get to teenage years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, almost is, and we're getting that attitude already.
Yeah.
So don't let her see this part of it.
Yeah.
And what sort of a setup do you have?
Currently, we're in a renovated caravan. So we had a brand new caravan on our lap, and the plan was always to do our lap, come home, sell that van, get back into the housing market. Then, of course, we don't want to go back to normal life. We want to keep doing this. We want to keep traveling. So we sold that van. We bought an older caravan, 2008 model Retreat Daydream. It was very brown. It was just very basic. It had not many mod cons or anything like that. So we spent a bit of time and money renovating it on our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And that's what we currently travel in.
And we love it.
Fantastic.
We love Bertha.
But
How often?
we are having a change soon. So
Ooh.
we haven't announced a lot about that yet, but we have said the change is coming. So yeah, stay tuned.
It's Bertha's last little outing.
Ah, okay. Sounds intriguing. What's the one thing most lappers overlook that could make or break their journey before they set off?
I wouldn't say it's something you overlook. I think it's something you overthink. It's thinking you need to have everything to get out there and do the lap.
Yeah, this crazy setup, brand new setup, and all of the things. You just don't need it. I don't think.
You can get out there in absolutely anything. I think a lot of people hold themselves back from doing the lap, trying to save more money to get this amazing setup, where if you just got out there, you'd find half the time you ditch half the stuff you take with you.
Yeah, you just make it work for you, really.
Yeah, which you'd know as well.
Yeah, for sure.
The less you have, the more you have, really.
Yeah. Like we met a group of girls, nurses from Mount Isa, and they travelled for, I think it was like 8 months in swags
around
their country. So it just goes to show you don't need a lot. If you just want to get out there and do it, just get out there and do it.
Yeah, that's true. We had a post this week actually in one of the groups that a guy he said, "Here's my setup," and it was a tent, and he was doing the lap.
You all sit around the same campfire at the end of the day. So
that's my favourite saying.
Yeah, I love that one. It doesn't matter what you travel in. Like, but in saying that, if you can afford the gear and you have the payload for it, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we definitely found that we just did not need all the stuff that we thought we were going to.
It's pretty basic, and I think people who have done the lap or are doing the lap or continue to travel full time realise every time they get near their home base, they dump so much stuff or send stuff home to relos or whatever.
Yeah, we were constantly like posting stuff home that we didn't need.
Yeah, giving stuff away in towns. Like, we just took things that we thought we'd use all the time, and you sit there 3 months in and go, we haven't touched that.
Yeah. What's one of the standout things that you thought that you would need but didn't?
Mine's air fryer.
Yeah, which we have now, but
only because we've got more space really in this van. We had a little 18-foot van when we did the lap. But yeah, air fryer. We took thinking we'd use it heaps, and I don't think we used it at all.
We didn't. Yeah. Yep.
What else?
The kayaks, the kids' kayaks. We had those on the roof of the car, and it was great. They didn't weigh much, and the thing is, though, is every time I took them off, the kids would jump on them for 2 minutes and then hop off and say, "I'm done." So then you'd spend half an hour cleaning them and strapping them back up on the roof. So they went pretty early.
And was there anything that you left behind or that you didn't have that you had to buy or thought, I should have taken that?
Yeah.
A boat.
Yeah, we got to actually where you are, South Australia, and we saw people having a blast in their boats in these amazing campsites.
Yes, especially Rapid Bay, I think, was the turning point because people were like cruising around the coastline, finding all these hidden like caves and just little like private beaches and stuff. And we just were like, I want that.
Yeah. So we ditched a lot of gear to have the weight allowance to have a little boat, and it was just a little
tiny boat, but we really pushed it to its limits. We got our money's worth out of it for sure.
Yeah. Like, you definitely don't need a boat. A lot of people have that debate. Do I need a boat? Don't I need a boat? It's awesome having it, but it's not make or break.
Yeah, no.
Because it's a lot of work.
It was just a want, really, for us.
Yeah.
And when you got it, did you use it a lot or not as much as you thought?
We did. So, well, no. So when we got this boat, we used it a couple of times, and then we went up the middle of the country, so we couldn't really use it. But when we got to Western Australia, that's when we did have it out quite a bit, and some of our fondest memories are in that boat in WA.
So we did use it. I think it just really depends where you're going and what your style of travel is too. If you like fishing and island hopping and stuff like that, maybe your boat's for you. But if it's not really your thing, Don't waste your payload on it, really.
Yeah. If you want to get out the boat, make friends with someone that has a boat. They'll take
Yeah.
you around.
Preferably that follows you along everywhere you go.
Yeah, yeah.
We're in the same, pun not intended, in the same boat.
Same boat.
We are being in SA at the moment, and it's something that we've thought, oh, that'd be nice.
SA is beautiful for it because all the beaches are so easy to launch from, basically. Like, there's a lot of bays, so it's also calm. Yeah, really loved doing a few of the peninsulas with a boat down there. It was amazing.
Oh, it would be. We're on to our third peninsula now, being on the Eyre Peninsula. It's just stunning coastline down here.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Very underrated South Australia. Like,
Oh,
everyone
yeah.
Queensland and WA, and we're guilty of it too. We always say how good Queensland and WA are, but then you start thinking about SA and you remember how good it is. And
I swear, like, Rapid Bay was one of my favourite places.
Yeah, we haven't been there yet.
Oh, it's amazing. You have to know, it's so good.
Cool. What are your 3 biggest money-saving hacks?
Oh, we're not the people to ask about money saving.
Everyone says that.
We are so bad.
We live life to the fullest, and sometimes that costs a bit. We're not like silly with our money or anything, but we love a beer, so we like to go find the breweries around the areas and stuff.
Like, craft beer is our thing.
Yeah, but in saying that, like, to save money so we can do that, a lot of free camping. So we set up this current caravan and any caravan we have going forward with a good battery system. So we don't need to worry about going and plugging in the caravan park. Water and dump point are our main things. So
that limit our time.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely free camping as much as we can, and we actually prefer it these days.
Yeah, I agree. Where's your favourite free camp?
Oh, goodness.
Oh,
there's so many.
So many, yeah. Like, a lot of what we did up Cape York, probably not up Cape York itself as such, but like on the way up to North Queensland, far North Queensland. Yeah, just a lot of beach sort of free camps and stuff like that. And low cost camps too, like down in South Australia. The $10 bush camping down around there is just amazing.
Yeah.
The fact that the South Australian government does that is incredible.
Yeah, we're in Coffin Bay at the moment and about to set off up that western side of the peninsula.
Yeah.
And we haven't done a lot of free camping because it's been in the high 30s and hot. So we was in the aircon at night and so forth. But now we're all set to do lots and lots of free camping.
We love it. When we first set off on our lap, because being the anxious person that I am, I was a bit afraid of like free camping.
Yeah.
So I had planned for us to stay in all these caravan parks and stuff. But once we started doing it and I started like getting used to it, and I definitely find that traveling now with our dogs helps, I'd prefer like free and low cost camping over like caravan park camping generally.
When you said free camping in North Queensland, were you talking like... Hey, it's Annette Jones from Big Lap Chats here. Just interrupting this episode to let you know, if you want to get the answer to this part of the question, then you'll need to join up to my membership where you can hear the extended version. The URL to go to do that is blccrew.allaroundoz.com.au. You can also find a link in the show notes over at allaroundoz.com.au/podcast. Otherwise, let's get back to our regular podcast.
That's great that you said that, because that's one of our favourite free camps.
Yeah.
Amazing place. And we're just big on pushing people to do the right thing in these places, because if you don't treat it well, the easiest option for them is just to close it. So we've seen a lot of the beach camps in South Australia now get shut down.
Yeah, which is very sad.
Yeah, which is sad, because they were some of the best places to go camping. And the main thing is just cleaning up after yourself. So we're big for showing that we do that, and trying to say to people, hey, please just pick up your rubbish. And if you see some rubbish, and even if it's not yours, just pick it up.
Yeah, leave it better than you found it.
Yeah, it's not that hard, is it?
No, it's not. But unfortunately, some people don't see it like that.
No, I know.
Yeah, we were the opposite. We went and parked right in the wind and copped it the whole time.
Any coastline in Australia is like that, though, hey?
Yep.
100%. Yeah, you just gotta just roll with it sometimes.
It's good sometimes, that breeze at least, getting through there, but
For sure.
yeah.
Keeps the mozzies and the flies away. It's a good thing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it.
Now, speaking of these low costs and free camps, what's your secret to finding the breathtaking but under the radar type of places? How do you go about it?
Wiki camps is our go-to for everything. We've found these days though, Wiki becoming less reliable.
And harder to use.
Yeah, with all the updates and stuff, it's changing a lot. That might just be us
Not wanting to change.
not
and
being great with
adapt,
technology. But so that's generally our go-to. We've found lately we've been doing a few hip camps. Now they're not cheap by any means, and I completely understand why. It's a business for someone. They have to, for them to even do what they're doing, they've got to charge money. Otherwise, what's the point really? But we've found some gems on hip camps because generally they'll limit the numbers. So you're going there, you're getting in. Whereas a lot of the good free camps is generally, if it's certain time of the year when it's the good weather, there'll be lots of people there. So
also, like, we do watch a lot of YouTube, so watch where other people go and write down the places that we're like, oh, that looks really good. Yeah, following others on Instagram, sometimes they put up some really cool like posts about some cool camps that they've stayed at and stuff. So yeah, I guess a mixture of all those things. And then if I can find those places on Wiki to read the reviews or see the pictures and stuff, yeah, I guess that's how we find most of them.
Great. If you could give only one piece of advice to someone planning a lap, what would you tell them?
I would say be realistic with your budget. There's some people out there that can travel on a very low amount of money, but be realistic with how you're laughing because that's not us.
Yeah, we're not some of those people.
But
We're not either.
Just if you be realistic with how much you're going to spend per week, it's easy to say, oh, I just won't have a beer, but then come day 2, you're like, I really want a beer, so you go buy them. Be realistic because otherwise you'll get a small way into your lap and then you'll be out of money. When you're going to set off, figure out what you're going to spend per week and actually figure out your budget. The beauty is that there is lots of work out there. We know lots of people who stop and work on the road. It's not something that we did. It's something you can do. Yeah.
My biggest piece of advice would just be just do it. Because if you wait for everything to align, like, you just never will.
That's very true. That's my number one thing is pick a date.
Yep. There's some planning that has to go into it, but like if you overthink it, and wait for every single duck to be in a row, you just will never do it.
No. And life events happen. Things in life happen along the way. I recently last week become a grandparent again.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And we're down here in South Australia and they're in Queensland.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that is something you just have to realise before you go, that you will miss out on things, but you're not going to lose your old life. It'll be there when you get back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So don't stress. Your friends will be there. Everything will be there. So just go tackle it and get those memories.
Do it when you've got the opportunity to.
For sure. And the tech available today is fantastic, so you can keep in touch
100%.
really easily.
Like what we're doing right now.
Now. Yeah, that's true.
With Starlink, you could be anywhere now. When we left, Starlink wasn't a thing. And so we would be driving ridiculous amounts to go get the tiniest bar of reception to try to upload our video onto YouTube.
Yeah.
Yep.
And now it's like crazy. You can stream anything you want, wherever you want. So technology is really helping in that way. Yeah,
it is. For sure. Okay. What's the biggest myth about travelling around Australia that needs to be busted?
Oh, I reckon the $1,000, like, there's a lot of figures getting around about how much it costs. So I think it was like $1 a kilometre.
So
around when we were doing it, or like $1,000 a week. And I just don't think for a family that is a realistic budget anymore. Obviously, cost of living has gone crazy with COVID and stuff. But yeah, even if you don't take into consideration the amount that we spent on just going out and doing experiences and stuff like that, just general living, like fuel is massive. That will be the thing that you spend most of your money on, is fuel and food. And even that, for a family, getting it under $1,000 is tough.
Yeah, we never could. it ties back into what I said earlier. Some people can travel very on the cheap side of things, but not everyone can do that. So yeah, we left thinking with the amount of money we had, we were going to be fine. We were working off that $1,000 a week or a dollar a kilometre, but things have changed since then. So that wasn't for us.
Yeah.
Fair enough. What do you think is more of a realistic figure?
Oh, I'd say 1,500 at least.
Yeah.
Just for an example, I used to be able to do our weekly shop before we left home. I used to be able to do it for $150 for our family of 4. Now it's like easy 300 plus, and that's not really changing anything. Yeah, prices have almost doubled. Price of cheese blows my mind these days. But just things to consider.
Yes, very true.
Sadly.
How did you stay connected and productive on the road at the same time without sacrificing the adventure? Did you have a set routine that you would, on Tuesdays, you'd edit, or you just slip that in wherever you could? Or
it's always been when we can, we do it.
I actually find it easier on the road to get into that routine of like editing and stuff. So when the kids and Alex are like out by the fire or just having our afternoon chill, I'll come inside and edit and do all the things that we need to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like I find it easier on the road.
We're not big organisers either, though. Erin had a bit of a structure of what our lap was going to look like before we left. That changed so much as we were going. Like, for example, we were meant to go clockwise around the country, and then we got to South Australia and we said, see ya, let's go up the middle. So, yeah, it really comes down to just whenever we're free, and each day is different. We're really bad with time frames too. Like we say, we're going to leave at this time, we're going to arrive there, get set up. We'll be hours later than what we said. We're so hopeless. To do a 2-hour drive can take us 6 hours sometimes.
I don't even know how we do it.
Yeah, it's just a special skill we have.
Excuse me. What's your insider secret that you swear by but you don't share very often with the public?
I don't know. Can we share that? No, I honestly don't have any secrets.
Yeah, we're pretty honest about most things. If anyone asked us anything really, we'd probably give you an honest answer. I don't know that we have any secrets as such.
No, with the way social media and the internet is these days, like nothing can really be hidden. It's all out there. Yeah, I don't have any secrets. I'm sorry.
No worries at all. Now, we're going to get into what you're actually doing and how it came about. You've got a special event coming up. Now, we're going to get into something that's really interesting and the background of why it started and so forth. And it's called Camp for a Cure. Can you let everyone know how that started, why it started, and how long ago and so forth?
Sure. As we touched on earlier, like my mum is the reason that we got into this whole lifestyle, traveling, camping. And when she died, we decided to do the lap.
Mm-hmm.
Probably 2 months into that trip, Alex's dad passed away. So that was like just shy of a year and a half after my mum.
Yeah, so both of cancer.
Yeah, both of cancer. And we had already started growing a following on YouTube. And we just decided then that if we could use that to do something for like cancer and try and make a difference, like we would do that. Kind of fast forward to maybe 2 years later.
Yeah.
When we're back home and our following had grown like way more than we could ever have anticipated. Like we didn't think anyone would want to watch us, so we just decided to give it a go. We were like, let's just hold a little camp out and see how it goes. Not thinking we were going to get like even 100 people want to come.
Yeah, we thought 100 people, raise a little bit of money. We just like-minded people all hanging out would be amazing. And that was last year's event, and we had 550 show up.
Yeah, and we raised like 27,000-ish for cancer research for Love Your Sister.
Amazing.
So this year we decided to do it again, and Love Your Sister have jumped on board. So we've met Sam, and he's going to come, and Sam and I are both going to shave our heads together. So the kind of caveat to that was we had to raise $10,000 before the event, and I was going to shave my head, which, yeah, we're definitely on track to do. It's pretty certain I'm saying goodbye to my hair in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, so this year's event is the 3rd and 4th of May,
Yeah.
which is the long weekend in Queensland. And we're just going bigger and better. We've got around 850 people coming so far. Tickets are still available, and
Yeah.
we'd love to see as many people, like-minded people there, so we can raise as much money for
Yeah.
cancer research as we can. We just want to do something to make a little difference.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
Really, really good. I don't think there's many families that haven't been touched by cancer in some way. They love
That's what we always say. Our story isn't unique in any way. Literally everyone you talk to has either been through it or going through it or knows someone who's gone through it.
Mm.
Yeah. And I guess it's for us, our kids, like the world that we want them to grow up in as well. Knowing especially my family history of cancer, like I've got terrible genes, honestly, in that regard. So yeah, we're just trying to do our bit, really.
Yeah, one day there will be a cure, and being told by the doctor you have cancer will be like being told you've got the flu. It'll just be, oh, okay, cool. Do I take my medication now? Or
Yeah.
And right now everyone's so scared of cancer, and like you said, everyone's affected by it. I asked at the event last year, raise your hand if you've been affected directly or indirectly by cancer, and not a single hand stayed down. So
Oh, wow. Yeah,
it's just
that's a lot, isn't it?
Yep.
That is a lot. Yeah, I've lost my brother and mother to cancer.
Oh, sorry to hear.
She passed, I can't say passed away, she would come down and haunt me. I have to say died. She said, don't tell people I passed away. Tell them I died.
And her sense of humour is still here, obviously.
Obviously, yes. Yes, so she died in the March, and we had, I think we just about a week after we picked up our car. Yeah, we weren't going to start the lap until after she died. I know that sounds terrible, but things happened really quickly, and I was really surprised. She developed breast cancer when she was 84. It's not just for younger women and men, because I know men get breast cancer as well. We do have to be diligent all the way through our lives. I think that sort of teaches us that.
Breast cancer is what my mum died of. She was 57 when she
Gosh, that's young.
passed away, yeah. And her mum was even younger. Her mum was in her 40s when she died. So I have to be checked every year. I have to get an MRI every year, which, stressful as it is, it's better than not finding out and finding a lump or something. So I'd rather be closely monitored.
Yeah. And I think when you think back to how AIDS was back in the 80s, there was no medication and so forth, whereas we were only saying the other night we watched Bohemian Rhapsody again, and we said if Freddie was alive today, he wouldn't have died from AIDS, like because of the medication. Who knows where it'll be in a few years' time? We'll make a lot of leaps and bounds in that area, don't we?
Yeah, that's why we chose Love Your Sister as a charity as well, because they donate 100% of everything they get to cancer research. So there's no admin fees. They don't take their little cut or anything like that. Everything that we give to them goes straight to the researchers.
Yeah.
That's a good point, because I think a lot of charities pay their admin or people on the board or whatever first before, and that really does eat into a lot of the donations that are made.
Yeah, it does. Like, we get it. Running something like that's
necessary.
hard. We've just got someone like Sam who's so selfless that he won't take anything from it. I take my hat off to him, but also the other charities, even if they do pay themselves, they're doing great work regardless.
So naturally, over those couple of days and over the weekend, you'll have lots of events and so forth going on. What are some of the things that people could expect?
So we've got 2 days of live music. So we've got I think it's about 12 different artists that will be playing over the 2 days. We've gone with a bit of a country music vibe, which is pretty fun.
Yep.
We'll also have raffles. We've got some auctions planned. It'll just be like a great opportunity for everyone to get together, let your hair down, but also meet new people with the same kind of like-minded interests and stuff like that. And
Yep.
have fun.
Yep. So there'll be activities for crowd participation in between the acts. And like Erin said, with the raffles, we've got over 10 grand worth of products that have been donated to raffle off. So people are going to be going home with some pretty cool prizes.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. That's great.
No stress, it's all good.
That's about it from me today. But do you have anything else that you'd like to add, or any mentions, or any favourite products that you recommend?
Look,
To
Custom
you?
Lithium, they're a company that we have been working with. They're really getting behind us on Camp for a Cure.
Yeah.
So we've got their battery system in our caravan and absolutely love it. Going from having not much battery power to what we have now, it's just incredible.
And they're just lovely people as well. Andy's so generous. He always is contributing to all sorts of different fundraisers and stuff.
Yeah.
So just a great business that we enjoy working with.
Yeah, we work with other businesses too. If you go to either our website, nowandeveroz.com, or our social media pages, we have links to everything on all those avenues.
Okay, terrific. Thanks very much for joining me today. It's been a pleasure having you here, and I wish you all the best for your upcoming event. I'm sure it will be better than you imagined.
Oh, we certainly hope so.
I do. I'm hoping all this hard work pays off.
I'm sure it will. The camping community they're great for getting behind things like this. So
Absolutely.
events like this.
And I think that's why it was so successful last year. Not because of anything that we did, but because of the people that came and just
they made
people
the event.
that got behind it. And it's just such a cool, awesome vibe. Everyone's so friendly and just willing to be there for each other.
I'll put all the information and details in the show notes and in the blog post itself on my website, so people can pop over there, and hopefully you'll get a lot more people turning up as well.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks for tuning in to Big Lap Chats. We hope today's episode helped you take another step towards planning your lap of Australia. And if you're already on the road, we hope you picked up some great tips on where to stay and what to see and do along the way. If you found it helpful, we'd love your feedback. Head over to allaroundoz.com.au/podcast, where you can also download the show notes and find more resources to help with your journey. We'll be back next week with more tips and stories about caravanning, camping, and planning your lap of Australia. Until then, happy travels.